Hello friends, how are you all? So before this, I had already explained episodes 1, 2, and 3 of The Flash. You can find the video link in the description, so you can definitely check it out from there before begin this episode.
My name is Barry Allen, and I am the fastest man alive. When I was a child, I saw my mother killed by something impossible. My father went to prison for her murder. Then an accident made me the impossible. To the outside world, I'm an ordinary forensic scientist. But secretly, with the help of my friends at Star Labs, I fight crime and find other metahumans like me. And one day I will find who killed my mother and get justice for my father. I am the Flash.
So let's now start with episode 4, which begins with a style app where Barry's physically and mentally tested for super speed. On the other side, we see 4 masked thieves trying to hijack an arms truck on the street because that truck was carrying diamonds. Meanwhile, at Star Labs, an alert goes off for a hijack on the street. Considering the increasing crime in the city, Cisco has prepared this entire setup, where Barry also, leaving his super speed test, goes to the hijack spot and stops it, where he also sees one of the thieves' faces. But due to taking the truck driver to the hospital, he doesn't catch the thieves. Later, Joe and others reach the scene for investigation, where Barry, changing into the Flash's suit, goes back to his job as a normal forensic scientist. Checking the police records, Barry recognizes the thief whose face he had seen. Joe tells Barry that the thief's name is Leonard Snart, whose father was also in the police. But he was a corrupt policeman who used to oppress his own children, and therefore his father is still in jail. And Snart, who returns every 6 months to plan and execute elaborate heists in a highly professional manner. Then, while Joe and Barry are talking, Iris also arrives, which Joe ignores and leaves because he can't accept Iris and Eddie's relationship yet. Meanwhile, Felicity comes to meet Barry at Star Labs. Previously, she used to work with Arrow in Starling City. They all worked together in the Arrow series. Since then, Felicity, Barry, and Arrow have become good friends. Felicity comes to visit Barry, hearing the news of him waking up from the coma. Then, on the other side, we see Snart, who is talking to his companion. We had made a full plan for the theft, but how did that red light stop us? And urges to find a way to stop that thing. Meanwhile, Barry shows Felicity around Central City and Star Labs, introduces her to the rest of the team, and shows his super speed powers. In the evening, Barry takes Felicity to see Iris, where Iris feels quite good seeing Barry and Felicity so comfortable together, where Iris tells Barry that she finds both of them a great pair and wishes they think about their relationship in the future. On another side, we see Snart buying a gun from a black market shop that freezes things when shot. So friends, this gun that freezes things was actually made in Star Labs and had been stolen a few days ago by someone Cisco had created. Upon hearing of its disappearance, Dr. Harrison Wells gets furious at Cisco, questioning how he could be so careless with something that could endanger Barry's life. In fact, when Barry runs, his body generates a lot of friction, making it very hot. If he were shot with this freeze gun, his body could suffer severe damage due to the sudden temperature change, and he could have lost his life. Dr. Wells is deeply worried about this. Then in another scene, we see Joe and Eddie outside the museum. Because Joe suspects that Snart would not give up so easily, he might come back to steal the diamond that was moved to the museum. Just then, Joe's hunch proves right, and we see Snart inside the museum, which Joe informs Barry and his team about, prompting them to head to the museum. Meanwhile, Snart was aware that the man with the red lighting, the Flash, would surely come back. Following his plan, Snart shoots Barry multiple times, trying to mislead him, but upon seeing the police force there, Snart leaves his mission incomplete and runs away. Because of the gun's shots, Barry's skin also gets burned, but since his wounds heal quickly, he doesn't suffer much damage. Back at Star Labs, Barry finds out that the strange gun was made by none other than Cisco, which angers Barry because such a significant matter was kept hidden from him. In anger, Barry leaves, but then Felicity follows him and explains that everyone makes mistakes and he shouldn't have left his team over such a minor issue. Listening to Felicity, Barry returns to Star Labs, where Cisco tells everyone he had placed a chip in the gun while making it, so that the location of the gun could be tracked. With the help of the chip, they find out the gun was moving from the museum towards the railway station, meaning Snart had stolen the diamond and was trying to escape the city. Barry, using his super speed, reaches the train Snart was on, where once again Barry and Snart face each other, after which Snart freezes the train's compartment with the gun, causing a box to freeze and the whole train derails. Barry first saves all the passengers one by one and then goes after Snart, where Snart also freezes part of Barry. Suddenly Cisco, Caitlin, and Felicity also arrive there, scare Snart away with a fake gun, and they all return to Star Labs, where they attempt to locate the gun near Snart again. But before that, Snart had already removed the chip from the gun, so now no one can find Snart's location, and Felicity goes back again. Then, in the next scene, we see Joe and Iris, where Joe accepts Iris and Eddie's relationship for Iris's happiness. Then, at the end of the episode, we see Snart talking to a man whose face isn't shown. Snart talks about joining his team because he might have what Snart needs right now. So we end this video with this conversation, and we'll see the rest of the story in the next episode.